I get consistent requests for people to ask me to review their Dead by Daylight content because apparently you all really value my opinion. So I have started a series called Roast My Dead by Daylight. And today we have on the docket Friendly Introvert. They have 1360 hours, so 1,360 hours. Their description says, the match started with an immediate chase where I went down quickly. For the first few minutes, it seemed like a winnable match. Then two people ended up second state way too fast. I was one of those two. The match quickly deteriorated from there. I ended up dying second, and the match ultimately ended up in a 4K. So you are probably in solo queue, which is unfortunate. There's only so much advice I can give you in solo queue. There are things you can do to mitigate the solo queue problems. But I will tell you right now, the most common survivor mistakes I see are a lack of gen efficiency and a lack of proper planning. This is something I feel like I've mentioned in every Rate My DBD so far. But proper planning is one of the most important things about Dead by Daylight, because it is at its heart and core a strategy game. So please remember, sorry, I'm looking to make sure that my cat is not somewhere he's not supposed to be. He's got a bad habit of that. Anyway, so yeah. So let's go ahead and take a look at your perks and which you might have brought along with you. All right, so for perks, you have Alert, Resurgence, Botany. I forget what this auto perk is. One second. Okay, so your fourth perk is Reactive Healing. When another survivor within 32 meters of your location loses a health state by any means while you are injured, you benefit from you get 50% of your missing healing progress towards you. From what I can gather, you're going for a sort of self-healing build here. Basically, what I think you're looking to do is, once you get Resurgence off the hook, if the person takes a body block for you, then you also get another 50% of that, so you would be healed for 75% directly off the hook. And then you have Botany for reasons I'm not sure. I can see the idea of your build, but if you were going to be going for, like, if you were going to be going for a particular build, like what you wanted to do, if you wanted to make this build better, I would replace the Alert with Wicked, just because in case you need to self-unhook in the basement, or you could also do Deliverance as well. Deliverance probably wouldn't work out. No, I wouldn't do Deliverance. So I would replace Alert with Wicked, so you still get ore reading benefits, but also if you get hooked in the basement, you have it. And I would replace Botany with either Strength in the Shadows or Self-Care, probably Strength in the Shadows. But once you do that, you know, Strength in the Shadows or Self-Care, no, I'd say Strength in the Shadows. You could also then bring yourself a med kit with the double Great Skill Check add-ons, so that when you get unhooked, you can just heal up very quickly. So I see the point of your build. It can just be much better, but it's also an incredibly selfish build. If you're going to be going into solo queue, I recommend you lean away from selfish builds, not because, oh, gotta be a good teammate, but because at the end of the day, you are part of a team, and that team is how you're going to win. If you cannot assist your team with your build, you're going to have a much rougher time in solo queue. So when you're playing Survivor, you're playing solo queue Survivor, I want you to always keep in your head that you have to help your team. If you play too selfishly, then you'll get everybody killed. If you play too altruistic, then you'll get everybody killed. You have to find a balance within it, if that makes sense. So you're against the Skull Merchant, and you're on Nostramu. So the moment you notice the terror radius as you approached this way, you'll notice your terror radius came in. Also, I do want to say thank you for having the visual terror radius. Anybody who submits Survivor VODs in the future, the visual terror radius helps me a lot. I don't require it because I know not everybody wants to use it, but as someone who's hard of hearing, the visual terror radius will help me assist you better because I will be able to see what's happening. So as you're coming this way, you notice the terror radius come in. I would not stop here and then keep going forward. I would turn the fuck back around. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to go for main gen, which is one of the better places to be. Hi, Sabrina. How are you this morning, sweetheart? Which is one of the better places to be. But as soon as you come into the hearing loss in your right ear, I was born completely deaf in my right ear, legend. As soon as you come to notice this terror radius, your immediate action should be to back away. Remember, the longer it takes the killer to find someone, the harder it will be for the killer to win later on. Because the killer needs pressure early game. The killer has to find someone as fast as possible. So you pursuing this process made you be put in a very bad position. So you can't see, hang on, let me, so anyway, so you see the skull merchant here. You're in a bad spot because you've only got 2 places to go now. You either can try to run up the ramp to make the pallet before her, which you won't. You could try to go this way, which will put you in a dead zone, or you have to immediately turn around and run back, and you immediately run to one of the worst places you can. The first thing you should have done was head back toward 2 of the loops that tend to exist over here. So you basically take an early hit because you made like 3 bad decisions in a row. Your pathing needs so much work. Good fake. Something to ask yourself is why you ignored the pallet loop that you were at. So, watching this back, something that I want everyone to do, everyone, no matter who you are, if you want to improve at Dead by Daylight, is to, something that I want you to do, hey Floki, hey Trick, something I want you to do if you want to improve at Dead by Daylight is to watch back the games that you play and think about the decisions that you made along the way, right? Because in the moment, I think everybody knows this as well as I do, in the moment of playing the game, you're not going to realize the mistakes that you've made, right? But if you look back at this, look at how many significant loops you ignored and basically ran in a straight line. Like you didn't go to anything that could have helped you. And when you did make it to something, you had a pallet loop that you walked by, you just ignored the pallet, which is irritating, but hey, what are we gonna do?
Not like this. I'm over here.
So you see where your teammates are. Shut the fuck up, Laura. So you see where your teammates are. One is coming for you. I do not want to ever see you do this. Does anybody see the mistake here? Does anybody see what I'm talking about? Pop quiz, class. What's wrong here? Okay, that entire time that Friendly was on the hook, what irritated me there, chat? What am I frustrated with? Does anybody know? Here, I'm actually gonna move chat up here. There we go. Does anybody know what frustrated me there? She's bringing the killer back to hook? No. No. It's specifically something Friendly did. We're gonna watch it one more time.
I'm over here.
What can Friendly be doing right now? Not looking around? There you go. There you go. When you are on the hook, when you are on a gen, when you are on a totem, on a chest, on a when you're jacking off, I don't know. The biggest advantage of the survivor is your third person camera. You should always be looking around. Right now, as Friendly is on the hook, they should be taking their camera, because you can move it down and everything. You should be taking your camera, trying to see over here, trying to see if you can discover where a pallet is, where windows are, all of that. You don't know what perks the killer has right now. You don't know if they're undetectable because of tinkerers. Look at the gen here, right? So you have no idea if the killer is anywhere close to this area. You need to be prepared to figure out what's in your immediate area, right? So they get you unhooked, you get your alert proc, and you don't look. Oh my god. Watch this. Wait, why did the auras disappear? Never mind. I am very sorry. No. I'm very sorry. That's not your fault. Ah, she placed the drone. Undetectable. Undetectable cucked your alert.
Bless.
Resurgent healing definitely helped you there. Alright, so you immediately freak out as soon as you hear the terror radius, which is, you know, par for the course. Good job keeping track of her with the alert. I don't mind this play. Your Cheryl decided that the drones were a really good place to be at, apparently. I don't know how that, wait, how did that, wait, what, wait, what the fuck? One, two, three. How the fuck? I want to review the Cheryl. How the fuck did that happen? What the shit? Hey, Psycho. What the fuck? Anyway, like I was saying, I don't mind this play. You're close enough should you need to be able to help or unhook, but you're still doing something productive, which is important. Always remember, as a survivor, you should be doing something at all times. Ada's getting off her gen for no reason. What? So I know what the thought was. The thought was, oh, I need to avoid pain resonance, but so I can already see that part of your issue, if you're losing games, part of your issue is you don't acknowledge the information you're given. This little box right here is one of the most powerful things in Dead by Daylight. Okay? While you're working this, you see this gen is so far along. And yet, in preparation for pain resonance, you get off your gen. Why? Pain resonance will not hit your gen. It will hit the Ada's gen. See? Also, the Ada getting off the gen as soon as she gets picked up was weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. But again, we're trying not to review your teammates. So yeah, so this is an instinct. You tried to avoid a pain res that wouldn't have hit you anyway. Alert is putting in work, I can tell you that right now. Alert is putting in so much work. Good job recognizing you're the one that has to go for the save. Let's hope the Nay runs the merchant away from the hook. Or maybe, yes. Looks like it. Good shit. Alert is slept on? I agree. Alert is slept on. I did actually, Dimgar. Like, for the first time in like 2 days, I actually got a full night's sleep. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck is a skull merchant doing there? So she drops off that ramp to go get the Nay. And then she starts coming back to hook? What is she doing? This isn't your fault. Well, it's not your fault that you're getting chased. Let's see what you do from this point. Was that coup? No, that wasn't coup, was it? I can't tell. You have an obsession with faking windows.
You're not looking good.
So, Friendly, I gotta ask, during this match, are you doing a no pallet challenge? Is that something like, I haven't heard of that, but like, are you like, I'm going to try to win a match of Dead by Daylight without dropping a single pallet? Like, is that, I just gotta know. Cause like, you just ignore pallets. You are a killer's best friend, because pallets are a pain in the ass. I think you watch too much of my content and you just hear me bitch about pallets all the time, and you're like, to honor my favorite content creator, Kaiser, I shall never drop another drop the fucking things, okay? I want you to please use the damn pallets, because you have not used a single one. You've passed up 3 of them in 2 chases, and you just ignore the fact that they exist. You don't even go toward them to like use the threat of a pallet, which is what I'm like, something that I try to teach people is that standing pallets are just as useful as dropped pallets, because standing pallets provide the threat of being blocked off. They provide the threat of being stunned, the threat of having to waste the killer's time. Because standing pallets exist, you can make a loop much more powerful by seeing whether or not the killer chooses to respect pallets. And you test that by dropping your first pallet when the killer gets close. If the killer backs away, they more than likely will respect the pallet drop. If they come through and get the stun, they don't respect pallets, and you know how to play that. You are essentially handing this chase to the killer. So remember earlier where I said solo queue's hard to judge because like not everything is your fault? This is all on you. This has nothing to do with your teammates, even though I can tell just from looking at the HUD that a couple of them are right. This is your fault. Both of the chases, the first chase you got in was because you didn't walk away from the killer when you saw the terror radius. The second chase you got in wasn't your fault. But in both chases, you lost those chases because you just basically run in straight lines. Which doesn't help you. You don't loop at all.
Come on.
Now 2 people are on death hook at 3 gens left. Someone's obviously dying. The problem is the Cheryl got left on hook way too long, and that's not your fault. The killer, like I said, randomly went back to where the hook was instead of continuing to chase down the injured Nay, so I don't know what that was about. Please tell me your Auto did not do the same thing your Cheryl did. One, 2. Three. Oh my god. Okay. So, I know somebody out there is going to be like, well, it's Skull Merchant. What do you expect? You become immune to the scans for 3 seconds after you get initially scanned. So there's no excuse to get 2 scans consecutively back to back. There's just no excuse. If you get scanned and then if you get scanned and you know it's there, you know how to avoid it. Crouching or standing still for a brief second are options to you. Running with the beams instead of against the beams is also an option. Of course, you can counterclockwise it, but like getting stacks that fast when you're not in chase is your fault. The drone's gone. It's been disabled. What are you... I'm very confused at your decision making. You like stopped because you saw the drone circle and then it got disabled, and then you like, I don't know. I want to call your gameplay too cautious, but what is he? I guess what is happening? Okay then. Anyway, I want to call your gameplay too cautious, but that's not the right word. I'd almost say it's like you don't quite know what you should be doing at the times that action needs to be taken. Like, it's almost like you have conflicting information within your head. Don't disable it. Don't do it. Don't touch it. God damn. The reason I said, okay, so the reason I said don't disable the drone that's next to the Jinn is because number one, she knows that you disabled this drone. But number two, the problem is that it's not a threat to you at the moment. Once she is regularly patrolling this Jinn, it'll be a threat to you, right? Hi, Phoenix. How are you? Good morning, sweetheart. Once she's regularly patrolling this Jinn, that drone becomes a threat. But there's no guarantee she's going to come back and check this Jinn. And once you hear her terror radius, you'll be able to walk away and wait. Basically, disabling this drone wasted time. There's no point, because it's going to come back in 45 seconds. You're not going to finish this Jinn in 45 seconds, okay? So, in my opinion, don't disable a drone next to a Jinn until you know that the Skull Merchant is going to be patrolling that Jinn, right? All right, so you guys are 1 down, but you're about to get down to 2 Jinns, which is fine. As long as you have 1 more survivor than the number of Jinns remaining, there is a chance. Is that deadlock? Deadlock's in play? Gotta be.
Hey, whoa!
Yeah, that had to be deadlocked. Again, what is your, okay.
Just a little.
All right.
Further.
What is she looking for? Hello? Scully?
Put me down.
All right. The way you approached everything was frustrating. You basically did not have plans for anything. Here are my here is your homework for the here is your homework for the day. Number 1. Wrong color. All right. Number 1. I want you to use pallets. Okay? Pallets are your friend. They are the greatest tool at your disposal. I want you to please, for me, use fucking pallets. Okay? Number 2, I want you to stop faking everything. All right? You faked windows no less than 5 times this match, and 3 of those times were completely unnecessary. You had so many opportunities to take a window and get to safety, and you just didn't do it. And number 3, and this is probably the biggest one, I want you to plan ahead. I want you to be aware of your surroundings and understand where it is you need to go at any given time. Every chase you were in, except for maybe the last one, and even then I would argue the last one as well, you had powerful loops right next to you, and you just ignored them. You were just like, nah, fuck that loop, and you just left. And so basically the reason you went down so quickly every chase is because you just stayed in the open. You stayed in dead zones. The way looping works, let's do this real quick. The way looping works is you have a loop. Okay? This is your loop. You have a window right here. You have your pallet right here. Okay, this is your loop. Hey Nina, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the advice. It's sound advice, okay? So you have your pallet here, you have your window here, you're at this loop. This is your hitbox. This is your hitbox. You are the survivor. This is the killer's hitbox. Okay? Looping works because your hitbox is much smaller than the killer's. The killer moves at an average of 4.6 or 4.4 meters a second, and the fastest you can go without haste perks is 4.0. Math dictates that if you are running in a straight line and the killer is running in a straight line, then they are going to catch you quickly. They will overtake you. But because of physics, if you are instead using the objects around you and hugging them tightly and moving along them, then it will take the killer longer to do so because they have to take this wider, right? It's racing. If you've ever played racing games, take the inside curve. You go further than the person taking the outer curve, right? Because they have more distance to travel. That's how that works. So what you were doing this entire match is you were seeing these gigantic loops and you were like, no. And you were instead just running in a straight line, basically, through nothing. So the killer just leisurely walked right after you and had no trouble catching you. You faked a window. You had one fake that worked out for you. You saw someone fake a window in something and you just don't, you know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? You did not utilize your strongest tools, which is loops. And that's what got you killed. So yeah. But that's all I have for you guys today. As always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. You want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and the coaching that we did in today's video, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.